Republic Digital is all set to drive the spotlight with its first ever roundtable series. AI and tech, fintech, consumer goods and retail, automotive and mobility. Watch as we decode the impact on 6th September 2024 only on Republic Digital.
Not a short sum or a value by any means. Now, with India also expected to become the third largest online retail market by 2030, that's a lot to look forward to for the retail sector, particularly e-commerce. By 2027, India is in fact expected to have around 6 million MSME merchants contributing towards this incredible growth. To explore the budget's impact on this sector, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome our speakers for the session. Bhavna Pagaria, co-founder and CEO, India Zona; Japan Doshi, head of product and technology, Tootsie; Bharat Bomai, co-founder and director, Cut4You; and Tawfiq Khan, founder of Wolfred. This session will be moderated by Deputy News Editor, Suyesha Sawant. Suyesha, over to you.
Thank you so much, and a very good evening to all of you. Again, a conversation that I was looking forward to. So I'm going to get straight to the point now. The Union Budget 2024 has provided a big boost to e-commerce and omni-channel retail sectors. But Bharat, I would want to ask you the challenges for retailers today, especially the influx of technology that is so strong, and it is only going to get stronger in the times to come. So how does everyone cope up?
Firstly, I think you mentioned about the union budget in terms of the retail sector. So there are a couple of things in this year's budget, that was a little bit of eye-catching and probably needed for the retail e-commerce sector as well as the MSME segments. And I think the reduction of TDS from 1% to 0.1%, that's about 10% reduction, that opens up a huge amount of capital for you and how you spend that capital. Now, you were talking about technology-driven, augmented reality, all these things coming into the picture. This 1% of 10% reduction in the TDS will help us use that capital in putting into technology as well. And then one more point that I want to, that I have observed is the employment-linked incentive. Now, I come from a textile manufacturing background with e-commerce. So for me, every new employee that I employ, I get a 3,000 rupee benefit. Now that will help me garner good skill labor and I can compete with the big brands as well. Yeah, right. So that's my opinion on the budget. And then with technology, naturally we all have to, it is something all of us have to be a part of because we are in that reality world today where everyone uses technology. We have to adapt ourselves to all sorts of technology in terms of augmented reality and AI.
Right. But the other big aspect of the budget is also the emphasis on sustainability and ethical consumption. So, Bhavna, how do you think retailers are really contributing to India's growth story on that front?
Okay. So, first of all, there is a lot of growing awareness about sustainability. The consumers are accepting that such products and they are looking for better sustainable alternatives. And for that, it is the right time for the retailers to build their brands. And when the budget is, given the provisions for private research, these things will enable the sustainable technologies. Apart from the technological side, the folk talent of India already manufactures such sustainable products. And at India Zona, we are trying to bring in such products, such folk talents, such small businesses to the forefront by giving them the platform to be visible to the customers at this time.
Right. Right. Okay. The next point, Japan, I want to make is on the challenges, of course, that brick and mortar retailers face, given how there is so much going in the online space. And also the fact that the consumer landscape has changed. Now it is stronger experiential value online as well. How has your journey been on that front, given the fact that it is a personal experience to actually wear an aligner?
Yeah, if you look at our journey at Tootsie, like it's a teeth aligner product and service where typically customers are used to going to doctors in the clinic and get the service, right? But the problem is if you're a small doctor, if you're a small clinic, how do you get visibility? Your visibility is restricted to the people around your area, and you're not able to reach to the customers across India. So online gives you that sort of leverage, right? Today, consumers' behavior has changed, where the first thing if they want something, they first look at online. They go to internet, they search for something. So for Tootsie, first thing we had to do was build a brand where people can actually search, go to Google, and just say, hey, I want teeth alignment. How do I get it? And second thing I think we realize is that people look for convenience, right? People don't want to, go out and look for, do their own research, go to one clinic to the other clinic. Just you come here, you just order your aligners, and you get it at your home. So online brings you that, it makes it easy for you to discover for customer. It gives you that convenience that you need. But we also realize that the customers need that trust to use any product. And that's where the brick and mortar kind of setup comes into play. So in our case, for example, instead of just being online, we had to figure out how do we become omni-channel, and we had to actually go and open the experience center. So today in India, we now have about 40 experience centers. So the way consumers interact with us is very interesting. They go online, they find us, they order the aligners, and we deliver to their home. But what they also do is they visit one of our experience centers and get the aligner fitted, where they meet the orthodontist and they get that trust and the experience that they need. So I think we are moving in a world where, at least in India, the omni-channel is core to all the online brands, and the brick and mortar who are not online should be getting online, and at least, at a minimum, they should be out there to get the visibility that they need.
Oh, yes, absolutely. It's very important in today's times. Tawfiq, I want to talk to you about the next aspect. Now, companies all these years have had R&D departments studying consumer behavior, but today you have data analytics and AI to do that. And it is time that retailers also move towards that in a stronger fashion. Also, the other aspect, when we talk about specific technologies that aid stronger customer experience and also help operational efficiency, all in all, what is the way forward today?
I feel like, this is like a revolution right now we are living in. Even like with the budget that has come out, it's super positive. And right now, when it comes to like an e-commerce sector, or even if you're seeing it as a retail or for consumer behavior, as you said, it's very important to create an experience. And the reason AI has come into the picture and adapting and taking over the market is because it's giving an experience. Like it's artificial intelligence, but it's giving you an experience. And for audience, I feel to come, or any consumer to come in the just buy your brand or just get into the data or just understand what you do is, I feel like it's very important to give you an experience. And we as a brand, like I have a multimedia company, and just it's been 12 months we have created this kind of an experience for audience and just build a brand. Now we are slowly venturing into the retail side of it. And now I'm understanding that how much that experience has affected us in 12 months. So in 12 months, we were just giving them an experience that what we could do, even without doing anything. And now we feel, it's the right time, seeing the budget, the tax reforms, keeping everything in mind, So I just feel it's a great time. I see myself as it's like a revolution we are living in, because back in 5 years ago, this wasn't possible, I mean, it's like, how internet came. When internet came, people were like, oh my God, this is going to take jobs. Post office is going to get shut. There's not going to be
right.
So it's that kind of an era we are living right now. It's a revolution. It's something we have to adapt. And not just be afraid of these technologies, because people are like, okay, it's going to take jobs. I don't think so it's going to take jobs. I think it's going to take jobs of people who are not able to operate AI, because so you have to be adaptable to these things, because the consumer is expecting a lot now. They want an experience, like as we were discussing, the Zomato thing, you see that image popping out, and you see that, and immediately you've already bought him on an experience level. So I feel, as a company are so focused on creating experience, like through animation, through social media mediums, and building a brand, that now I feel it's time for us to, incorporate that same experience into the retail. So, now people are expecting a lot from us in the retail because we've already given them a lot. So, I feel technology is a great thing, and we need to, incorporate in our e-commerce sector or in the retailer side of it.
All right, we'll talk about that in greater detail, but another point, Bhavna, is the budget highlighted the importance of supply chain efficiency. Now, how can retailers optimize their supply chains to reduce costs, to improve the timelines, and what are the challenges in particular?
Okay, so I will first like to talk about the reforms, the infrastructure reforms which are highlighted in the budget. So the government is allocating 3.4% of the GDP for the infrastructure reforms, which is huge. It is going to, revolutionize the infrastructure, the integrated transportation systems coming up, the industrial multimodal parks coming up. They will smoothen the whole logistics journey and also the supply chain for the retailers. The small scale retailers, the challenge which they face currently is that they do not have the bargaining power, they do not have the control over the supply chain. And to tackle such a challenge, they should, join hands with logistic aggregators or go join to the marketplaces wherein those bigger players have the bargaining power and they can help create a efficient supply chain for them. But on their part, retailers can, look at workflow automation on their end. They can look at inventory optimization, dispatching the order in the minimum timelines. These are certain steps which small retailers can take to ensure faster delivery.
Right. Okay, Tawfiq, another aspect, since the pace of growth that you've seen in such a short time, effective digital marketing is, of course, the need of the hour for all retailers, whether online, whether offline. They have to be out there. So in terms of reaching a wider audience to increase your sales, while the strategies are evolving.
I'll just tell you one very simple example.
Okay.
Nike never came to us, or Reebok never came to us. What they gave us an experience. Nike never said that this is my shoes, you have to wear it. Or Reebok never said. They gave an experience, and this is going 100 years back. Same goes for Apple, same goes for Steve Jobs, Disney. They are giving you an experience first, and they are telling you this is who we are, this is what we do, and then you make a choice. Then you either get into the retail side of it, the merchandising side of it, and that's what's going to happen with AI now. Now AI is coming in, people are testing waters with it, but I feel it's just going to be a very revolutionary time. We just have to incorporate and give people experience. I feel that's what I, as a founder, understand. Like coming from a multimedia segment, that giving that experience is very, very important, because today if you go to see, the days are gone when Pepsi used to lead the market, or Cadbury used to lead the market. We have Feastables like Mr. Beast from YouTube. The reason he's able to do those things because he's been giving experience on YouTube channel just for free, and people are now going and just buying that experience. They're not even thinking of the chocolate. They're feeling that, that's the experience. We have to get into it. Same goes with the Prime drink. And I feel Indian market is into this, and the audience want that. It's just that there are less resources, there are less platforms. People are yet figuring it out. But I feel with incorporating AI and with industries like me or sectors like me, if they kind of create these experiences, because first 12 months we never even thought of just doing any sales or anything. It's just like, I want to make sure that my brand is expected in a way that, people, when they see it, they know what they're thinking, and they are very sure of it. And I think the next segment is the retail side of it, and we are looking forward for it. And with the union budget, the tax reforms, with the incentives, keeping everything in mind, I think it's a good time, and I feel the next 5 to 10 years is a good time to be in India.
Okay.
Yeah, so in terms of, I think, social media, and I think there is, in the consumer behavior side, what the young generation see is the FOMO effect. So now we are all catering in terms of getting our product, like what Tawfiq mentioned, in terms of behavior. We're showcasing that behavior on social media. We're creating that experience. We're creating a FOMO effect. Now, I can just give an example of our company. Cut for You, we are online, we are D2C, but it's on invitation basis. So we want to create that FOMO effect on the corporate sector. So we're getting a lot of corporate orders, but we're creating that FOMO effect because I want someone like a Tawfiq, I want someone like a Japan, I want someone like, anyone who's there to have that feeling of what am I missing out on. So that is where the consumer behavior and social media effects is going, and I think that will be the future.
Right, but I also want you to comment on how the landscape is changing for small and medium-sized retailers as a part of this evolving market.
So, like Bhavna mentioned, in terms of small and medium scale, you're getting a lot of accessibility to technology now, a lot of accessibility online. There are a lot of companies that are out there that are giving such services at a lower cost as well. So you get a lot of accessibility, and at the same time, you can manage your inventories also better. So there's a lot of inventory management systems that are there. So it helps out in that manner.
Okay, talking about that aspect, quality and safety is, of course, prime. And that is something that retailers must ensure. Now, again, for a product like yours, which is so personal to someone, how do you ensure the regulatory requirements are met?
Yeah, so I think for any products, quality is the paramount because that's how you earn customers' trust and that's how you get repeat orders. I think for us, it's even more important because if you look at something like teeth aligners you put in your mouth, so customers are going to be even more paranoid. So we ensured that we had stringent sort of protocols in place. We are FDA compliant. You know how critical it is for a customer, for products to be FDA compliant and how rigorous that process is. So we brought 3D printers, which ensures that we minimize the errors in the production. We have about 20, 30 step process, the quality control process, where aligners, after they get manufactured, they go through the detailed process of polishing, ensuring that the dimensions are proper, there are no cuts. Because I think if you miss on any of that, I think you can risk causing bleeding in your people's mouth. So I think for any products like us, for healthcare, there are these regulations that apply for cars, for any products, there are regulations out there. I think it's important for retailers to adhere to those regulations and not optimize for the speed when it comes to quality control. So we today, for example, we are delayed on our production. Sometimes it's because we are trying to make sure that we ship out the quality product.
Right.
Customers sometimes are unhappy, but later I think it always kind of works out in their favor. So I would say it's very important for all the companies to have a rigorous quality control and making sure that that function is independent. I think that's also very important. That has helped us.
Right.
Right. And one another thing is assessing the quality of the products online, which the consumers are buying, is pretty difficult. So in that place, a good videography and the good photos of the products that the consumers can put in, they can really help consumers to virtually assess the product before buying. And here, where India Zona also comes in, where in our Bharat Ki Dukaan, Apni Dukaan, we have the swipe and buy section, wherein the vendors can upload the videos of the products, and the consumer experience also comes in, where the consumers are habituated to shopping through the video format, and all things comes tied around. So the quality is also assessed, and the user experience also comes in.
And that is where we have been discussing it briefly, but augmented reality, virtual reality, and how real an experience it is making for the consumer to sit in the comfort of their own homes and just order what they want. I mean, exactly what I shared with you earlier on, that I could see the picture of that bread that I wanted to buy online, and that got me to actually believe that it's real. So in that sense, consumer experience is changing by and large, and retailers are also feeling that sense of, I won't call it pressure, but certainly that factor that they need to align to it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think people who are buying online, I think they want to feel the product, which earlier wasn't possible. Now with augmented reality and AI coming into play, that's possible. Like at Tootsie, for example, we launched a feature called Smile AI, where without even ordering the aligners, you could just take your picture and the AI will show you how, after wearing the aligners, how your smile look, and that has done wonders because we have customers now coming to us and saying, wow, I didn't know I could look this good. This could be my smile. And I think this applies everywhere. Like even for brick and mortar stores, I would think that if you offer augmented reality experiences, it can actually streamline your customer experience. Imagine, you have someone walking in and trying to, buy sunglasses for their wife or husband. There is no way you're going to figure out how it's going to look. It's a trial and error. But if there was a kiosk and you could just feed in the picture of your partner and it just shows, this is how he or she is going to look, I think that can just truly change the way people shop and experience. So I think it's both online and offline. I think augmented reality is going to start changing the way consumers are going to shop.
Okay, the other point I want to talk about is the luxury space and how there is a growing demand in that space. Given the increased spending power of Indians today, how do you see it evolve in the times to come? And what is it going to be like for luxury brands to cater to this growing market?
Yeah, what I truly feel like, luxury has always existed in India. Like if you go to see the best fabric right now in India is looking, I don't know, like he can answer better, but I think it's khadi. It's luxury. But the problem with luxury right now in India and why we are not being recognized as luxury brands is because of the branding. Because luxury comes from branding. It's not the fabric. It's not. Of course, you have the quality. You have a USP to say, but it's the branding. It's the experience. It's what I am saying to you as a brand that making you feel like there is already a luxury, Maybe it's shooting a video or it's shooting an experience or incorporating AI or incorporating VR or doing a live show for it, Just like that, if you just go to see like brands like Gucci or Louis Vuitton, they have one of the greatest cinematic experiences. Greatest, like even Martin Scorsese would sit down and be like, wow, what is this? Now the thing is, they are showing you the luxury of it. They are already, it's not the best fabric or it's not, okay, they are incorporating, they have the best designers. To be honest, their designers are also coming from a music kind of a background. If you go to see Pharrell Williams is kind of the creative director of Louis Vuitton, who has never had a history in fabric or textile. But the thing is, he always made music for, I can say, quote unquote, rich people, or music for audience that feels like they're in the Lamborghini or they are in that. So, the luxury has so much to do with branding than just the supplying or just the making side of it. Because I feel once India adapts that, once India knows that this is how it's done, I feel we're going to have one of the best luxury brands, and we are nowhere far. I think it's going there. And one of the greatest person that I idolize is Jeff Bezos. He said that gone are the days we used to look up at to the West for one of the luxury brands. India is booming in that sector. India is going to be the capital of entrepreneurs. So, we are adapting. It's like, earlier it used to be like, we look at the West to kind of incorporate luxury, but I think it's going to be vice versa very soon. And I feel the kind of talent, the kind of skill set, and the manufacturing and everything, the supply chain is so good over here. I just personally feel why why aren't we seen as a luxury brand yet? And I feel then I kind of do the R&D and I feel like, the branding, the experience, the whatever you're showing to the customer is so important that once they see that, it's like, they automatically, it's like a automated thing, just experience, okay, this is like a luxury brand. So
right. And we're slightly short on time, but Bhavna, I really want to talk to you about this because we live in very interesting times. There is a renewed sense of consumerism where we take pride in going local and buying local, and also the government's push in local going global and meeting those standards. What is your sense as a retailer in this market?
So, I personally feel that India is richly talented. It has very nice products which has to be showcased to the world. However, there are certain issues why these products are not able to reach to the global scale. One of them is like the standardization of the supply chain, the compliance process. That becomes very complex. And for exporting, in the budget specifically, there are certain relaxations on the exporting norms.
Yes.
And there is no particular platform which is, enabling from the root to the globe. So only limited people are able to seize on that opportunity. So providing that platform, relaxation of the compliances and on the taxation norms is going to, take up these local products to the global scale. And again here, our India Zona, the Bharat Ki Apni Dukaan would come in, and we are also planning to do the same. We are going to take India to that global scale.
Right, Bharat.
Yeah, so I think she made a very good point on the accessibility to exports. I think in this year's budget,
Yes.
the government of India has ensured that there are export hubs or centers that will be there, which will get accessibility from local goods. So which will become a big enabler, like people like you, people like us, and people who are in the consumer sector who are buying locally. Also, in terms of the budget, again, FPOs. There's an increased importance given to FPOs where even the farmers produce goods or, the byproduct which a farmer produces also will have direct access in terms of getting it out there in the market, not only in the domestic market, but also in the export market.
Right. So, certainly a positive point there. And to which I'd like you to add in terms of India incubating itself from any global geopolitical flux and how that has an impact on the supply chain dynamics.
So I'm someone who believes that with every calamity, there comes an opportunity. So, and the recent crisis that we are seeing geopolitically, probably India is in a center of a lot of geopolitical issues surrounding it. The recent one being Bangladesh. But also I see an opportunity there. A lot of big brands, big companies, where almost 70-80% of Bangladesh's GDP is based on textile. So there's a huge opportunity for India to capture that market, not allow it to go to China again or Vietnam. Rather, we get all those orders back into this country, where a lot of policy making is also important.
Right.
So from the government of India's point of view, and also in terms of our marketing teams going out there and getting those orders. I think there is one study that I was reading that probably the retail segment in terms of textile is going to grow at a CAGR of 13%. But probably with this geopolitical issue, we can reach 20%. So that's the opportunity that I see, even though there are geopolitical issues around. And we can maximize the supply chain by using good technology, good softwares, which will become a big enabler.
So that brings me to my closing question, which I want to take to all of you. Will India, according to you, be an alternate pillar for global retail? And what do we need to do to get there? You can all take that turn by turn.
Yeah, I think we need to sort of focus on the strengths. I think we have talent. We have government who is coming out with amazing policies and infrastructure initiatives. I think ONDC is one of those, which is a UPI moment for retailers, small and medium. So I think if we can sort of leverage on what the government is building on with the talent that we have, I think we can definitely become a serious alternate to the world.
Yeah, just to add to his point, I think the government of India is working on it. A lot of free trade agreements are around the corner. A few have been signed, a few are yet to be signed. I think a lot of FTAs that get signed will open a big opportunity and a big window for segment of MSMEs, which contribute literally 40-45% directly or indirectly for exports to the world. So I think FTAs in the coming days will be the most important, and that will open the big doors.
Yeah, I feel like, the next few years is going to be like India's like, groundbreaking time, and just adding up to him and, like the opening up the export hub, just getting that exposure to all of these things. And, the FMCG sector is also doing so well, and so many plans coming out for FMCG sector. I just feel, the next few years are very important, and with this union budget, with this policies that the government has come out, I think if we can leverage nicely, and as Japan, stated that, we have so much talent in this country, we have so much skill set. So, I think we can definitely leverage on it.
And I would like to say that the startups, the D2C brands which are coming up, and given with the tax relief which has been proposed, the angel tax has been abolished, it is going to be a great enabler for such startups to become global brands and take India to new heights.
All right, I want to thank you all for joining us this evening. I wish you all the very best in all the businesses that you are all running, and we are in very interesting competitive times, and I'd also say it's up to all of us, I mean all of you, to how you thrive and grow in this market of opportunities. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.